Alright, so but against Texas 365 playing a Volcanion deck. Well, it's fire, water, colors, which definitely makes me think Volcanion. Now, this is actually an interesting matchup. It seems like an auto win for Greninja, but that is not the case because Volcanion's so fast and they can just constantly knock us out over and over again, and we actually can't one shot them unless we get like a double Greninja with a Greninja breakout. So get a mulligan, number one. And I wonder how many times we'll mulligan. We only play 4 Froakies and 1 Jirachi, so it's fairly easy to mulligan a lot. Alright, so that's another mulligan. I'm glad that was a mulligan because that's a bad hand. We get a new hand of 7. Let's see. Alright, so we get... Oh, man, if that was a Froakie, that would be pretty good. So we'll try again. Alright, so that's 4, 3, something like that. So we'll try again. And there is a Froakie. Alright, so put down the Froakie. We'll press done. And our plan is to find a Dive Ball for Froakie or an Ultra Ball for Froakie. Either one would be fine. We have a Splash Energy. We can make it where the Froakie gets knocked out. It goes back into our hand, which is fine. Alright, so 4 new cards from my opponent. And going to select their starting Pokemon. Put 1 down. They should have a good 2 down. 3 down. Alright, so it is a Volcanion deck. There's 2 Flareons, Volcanion, and a baby Volcanion. A Dive Ball for another Volcanion X. Hey, can we borrow that? Oh, Staryu. So they're going to play a Starmie-based version. Alright, so Staryu coming down. Alright, so Staryu. And do they have an in? Sycamore. Let's see. So another Dive Ball for another Volcanion X. Wow, my opponent's having a great start. So yeah, 2 Volcanion X come down, 2 Flareons, and a Starmie or Staryu, sorry. The Volcanius, Flareon, okay. Alright, so Steam Up discarding a Fire Energy. They can't attack on their first turn, but they can put Fire Energies in their discard pile for the following turn. Fire Energy deactive. And do we see a Sycamore in, or do we just pass? Let's see, what did it decide? What did Texas decide to do here? Good old Texas. Alright. And my plan is just Trainer's Mail, trying to find a Dive Ball to get into the Froakie online. Ultra Ball, either one, Glowstone to the Volcanion X. And does he have a Sycamore? He could just wait a turn and not do anything, which is fine if he does have a supported card. So we see a Dive Ball. Wow. So top deck for a Froakie. So we do have 2 Froakies prized. No, 1 Froakie prized. Alright, so we have 2 Greninjas prized, but all of our Frogadiers aren't here. So grab a Froakie, put that guy down, put a Splash into the active, and it'll go for Bubble. Hopefully it's at heads, and it's a heads. Alright, so we will paralyze this Volcanion, and hopefully he'll not be able to attack this turn. Alright, so Bubble for days. Alright, so next turn, if we Trainer's Mail for a Dive Ball, that'd be fantastic. Get a Frogadier, use Water Duplicates. There's an Inner Retrieval. Gonna put 1 fire in their hand, which they can't use right now because they're paralyzed. A Ninja Boy, though they can't Ninja Boy anybody really. So Ninja Boy is the active to a Volcanion. It's still paralyzed. It keeps all conditions. That's the thing to know about Ninja Boy. It does keep all status conditions. So you can't Ninja Boy out of paralyzation. So pass on to our turn. We find a Greninja break. So a Dive Ball. Trainer's Mail for. Yes, we got the Dive Ball. We will play the Dive Ball. Grab a Frogadier. And we'll get that turn to Water Duplicates. So we'll put the Frogadier down. We'll use the Water Duplicates. Why is he still paralyzed? He should not be paralyzed anymore. The Ninja Boy glitched. Did it glitch our buddy? Alright, so 3 Frogadiers come down. He should be unparalyzed. Okay, there he goes. Alright, I was going to say he shouldn't be paralyzed anymore. So, on to our opponent's turn. We know he has a Fire Energy in his hand, which only does 50, which doesn't knock out a Frogadier, which is great. That's fantastic. Alright, so there's a Steam Up discarding 1 fire, but does he have a second Fire Energy or not? It's going to be the big question. I mean, obviously our plan is just to find a Frogadier, attack the turn. There's a V-Seeker for a Ninja Boy. So he doesn't have anything, obviously. So Space Beacon, discarding a card to draw into a Fire Energy. So he will take a knockout this turn, but Frogadier will return back into her hand. And if we go for status switching, we can make it where he can't Steam Up, he can't do anything really, but he will go up on 1 prize card, so 80 damage. And go to 5, but the Frogadier and the Froakie get returned into our hand. Alrighty. Woo, we're getting kind of lucky here. So Fire Shield Flareon, and that's it. We'll send the Frogadier, and let's see what is going to happen. Onto our turn. We get an Ace Trainer, so grab Frogadier. We'll Trainer Spell, looking for a Dive Ball or an Ultra Ball, and we find a Dive Ball. Oh my goodness, so play the Dive Ball. We will grab a Greninja. Put that down in the active. Water Energy, and we will Shadow Stitching for 80 damage, making where his abilities do not work. Next, we have a Greninja Break. We can Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards, and things are looking fantastic for us. He can't even use Space Beacon because it's shut off as well. Alrighty, things are looking good for the good guys. Me, my turn. Greninja Break, Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. There's a Ninja Boy, and I wonder who the Ninja Boy they played this Ninja Boy. That's their only supporter card as of right now. Obviously, they didn't hit anything. There's another Volcanion coming down. Gonna switch out the active Volcanion, I guess, just cause. Why not? Now, we could Ace Trainer them, but they don't have anything. Why would we Ace Trainer them here? Fire Energy going to Flareon, and we'll see a Power Heater for 20 damage. No Fire Energy to discard pile. Oh, to our turn, we find a Water Energy. So we'll put a Greninja Break. We will Giant Water Shuriken the water onto the Flareon EX. Super Rod, the Water Energy back to our deck, and we will Sycamore. We haven't played a supporter card yet, but we had everything we need. We didn't really need to play anything else. A Burst Balloon, Froakie, Fade to Town. We don't need to put down Burst Balloon just right now. What I'm going to do is Splash Energy active and Shadow Stitching for a knockout. And the reason I put the Water Energy on the active is when he sends the Flareon EX, we can Moonlight Slash for a knockout while returning the basic water into our hand. Here comes Starmie onto our opponent's turn. Starmie doesn't really matter. It does have 90 HP, so we can't knock it out automatically unless we find... No, we could Greninja a Giant Water Shuriken if we wanted to. But yeah, this one Greninja Break could go the distance. Okay, so onto our turn. We will... Actually, what I'm going to do is just Giant Water Shuriken. Now we'll still do the active. We'll hit the active. And Shadow Stitching. Okay. So taking a knockout. We'll go down to 4 price cards. We get a Froakie. Alright. And even if they get a Shaman or something, they can't use Shaman either. Because obviously they're Shadow Stitch, which is fantastic. Fire Energy active. I guess we should have put a balloon so he hits us. He gets popped for 60. Then we could have hit it for 80 for knockout. But either way, we can hit for 60. And then Shadow Stitching for a knockout either way. So things are looking fine for us. There's a Blaze Ball for 110. Not knocking us out. Onto our turn, we will Splash Energy Frogadier. We will Giant Water Shuriken the active. And then we'll go for Shadow Stitching for a knockout. Yeah, we'll Shadow Stitching for the knockout. Alright. Going down to 2 prize cards. And what can our opponent do here? We get an N and a Greninja. Alright, so we get another Greninja down. If we find 1 Water Energy, we can win next turn. Volcanion coming up onto our opponent's turn. They're going to draw a card, and looks like we will win. Game number 1. There's a Trainer's Milk. Can they finally find a supporter card or not? They had an Ultra Ball at one point, which could have given Shaman, but they obviously opted not to. I mean, we were using Shadow Stitching anyway to shut down abilities. There's a letter to put 2 fires in their hand. We don't care about that. Alright, so 2 fires. I mean, we got lucky on the Bubble Flip. We got like the Splash Energy. My opponent even took the first prize card. There's a VC for another Ninja Boy. He at least Ninja Boy one of these bench EXs to a non-EX. So that way he doesn't get knocked out immediately. So Volcanion coming up. Okay. And we'll see a Fire Energy active. And we'll see a Power Heater for 20 damage. Not knocking us out. We're still alive. Fire Energy on both of these guys. Alright, so on to our turn. We are going to Burst Balloon the active. Put down a Greninja. Trainer's Mill. To grab a Sycamore. Super Rod to shuffle back in the 2 waters. And I guess a Froakie as well. Do we put a Froakie down? Sure, put down a Froakie just in case the active gets knocked out. We can then evolve, and then we'll Burst Balloon the other Greninja, and then we'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. We're looking for some Water Energies. All right, so Water Energy, Greninja Break, Burst Balloon. I want to Ultra Ball, discard Faded Town and Jirachi for another Greninja. Okay, so now we have 3 Greninjas online, so put that guy down. We will... Let's see, we get Giant Water Shuriken and then Shadow Stitching for the knockout. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just Giant Water Shuriken. The Water G on the active. Retreat and go for a Shadow Stitching. Yep, we'll hit it for 80, taking the knockout, going down to 1 prize card. Alright, so there we go, hit it for 80 for weakness. If he attacks us, he gets popped for 60, then we can Moonlight Slash for the knockout. We get another Greninja. We're going to have 3 Greninjas online, and things are looking fantastic for us. Here comes Flareon. If he does attack, he'll just lose immediately. We can just Moonlight Slash, return the Water G back in her hand, and win the game. There's a Trainer's Mail. All we've used so far is just Shadow Stitching, just 80, 80, 80, 80. Fishman coming to their hand. We don't care about that. He can't even use Flash Fire, moving energy off the bench to the active. There's a Fire Energy, a Fishman to return 4 fires in his hand. But if we find our own Fishman, we can take a knockout immediately. So just pass onto our turn. All right. So we get a Splash Energy. All right. So put down Greninja. We will Splash Energy. Burst Balloon, Greninja Break, V-Stick for Sycamore. We don't win right now. But my plan is to retreat to this guy if needed. So we'll Sycamore, discard our hand, draw 70 cards, and we do not win right now. So we'll retreat into the Greninja, and we will Shadow Stitching for 80 damage. Alright, if he does attack us, we will win automatically. We do have a license to bring that Flareon back up. And there we go. There's round number 1 of the Saturday tournament. So we're going to see what happens. Alright, so we get 10 tokens. You see our opponent's deck. He does play 1 Shaman. All these great cards that we don't have. That's funny. But yeah, we'll see you in round number 2 of the Saturday tournament. Hopefully we get another victory and advance to the finals. Alright guys, we'll see you in round number 2 here in a second in the next video. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.